This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Woo! It's a celebration. Oh, that's good. This beer's episode, or this beer of the episode, already fucking up. Hey, this beer, this episode's beer is Pony Pills, the beer of Mustang Nation. And that's super fitting for what we're going to talk about today, because it is a celebration. We are going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate today. All right, so it is from Lakewood Brewing. It's got the colors of SMU, and it's called the Pony Pills. It's an American golden lager. And I don't see the percentages on here. I like the can, though. Oh, 4.5. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I can drink this whenever, really. This is kind of it's got a nice little, it's got a lagery taste to it, though. So I wouldn't put this in the same category as like the Miller Lights or the Bud Lights and things like that. I'd probably put it like in the Coors, what's not the MGDs, and I'd put it in that category, but a little bit better of a taste, you know? And you know I got it at my favorite store to shop at, Total Wine, where I get all my beer from, whether it's a single, a six-pack, a variety pack, a keg. It does not matter. I get it all from my favorite store, Total Wine. And like I said, you can get beers from all across the nation at Total Wine. So shout out Total Wine. Shout out Total Wine. Now, then I said it was a celebration. It's a celebration, bitches. Oh my God. First off, news you can booze to. Let's keep it in order, right? We got to keep it in order. First up, let's talk college football. College football season is coming to a close. It's coming to an end. There's only 2 more games roughly in the regular season, give or take who is playing or what bye weeks have taken place. But it's time to celebrate that. It's time to celebrate that the playoffs are about to kick off, and we're all so thrilled and celebrating for that, except for fucking OU. But hey, listen, we can still celebrate great college football. But we're going to celebrate some of the other teams that I root for or have told y'all about on this show. First up, the ACC is damn near wrapped up by the SMU Mustangs, baby. Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm saying it. The new AP polls will have them higher. They won. They won decidingly. They dominated, but the score didn't look like it. But, hey, look, they did what they were supposed to do. Whereas Clemson, they're struggling, man. I don't know what's going on, but basically Miami has to win out and Clemson has to lose in order for them to see SMU in the ACC title. Or Miami has to lose and Clemson has to win out in order to see SMU in the ACC title. SMU's just got to win it out. They have at Virginia and Cal at home. And Cal at home. So all they got to do is take care of business. And the way they've been playing, the way their defense has been responding, the way their offense has been responding, I don't see why an ACC title, at least an ACC title, is in their future. So celebrate for that, baby. Celebrate. The beer gods must have heard me and heard that I wanted to drink with my SMU family and be drunk and merry in Dallas. So here we are, because unfortunately they're the only team in Dallas right now to celebrate. Stars doing good. But anyway, LSU, I ain't forget about y'all, man. Go Tigers. LSU, they're celebrating turmoil this go around because they realize that Brian Kelly is here and here to stay for the next at least 10 years because he can't get fired. They can't fire him, and I don't see him retiring, and I don't see also them winning with him as a coach. He has proven time and time again this season that he is he's a decent coach. He probably do better than the OU's coach, but unfortunately in the SEC, it's not good enough, and they're not going to win the SEC anytime soon. They did lose to Florida. They did lose badly to Alabama, and they've just had a lot of missteps along the way. And you say, well, why can't they fire him, Ziggy? Why? His buyout is $61 million as of today. He signed a contract to be the coach for the literal foreseeable 10 years. His contract does not expire till 2031. That's insane. So I do think LSU has the money and they're going to have to sacrifice one or the other. They're going to have to figure out something to either buy him out if they really want to get rid of him and get to a point of, greatness again and things like that. But this is what happens when you get rid of a good coach, because you don't think, you think he's stagnant. Because if I recall, the LSU a few years ago was winning championships and things like that. But again, listen, I hope LSU figures it out. LSU is a great city area to party in. Baton Rouge is great to eat. I love it. I love any of those LSU games and stuff like that, especially when I get to attend the tailgates. But yeah, they're in turmoil, and they'll be in turmoil for quite some time because unless they figure out this money situation for Brian Kelly. We're also celebrating the Big Ten. Listen, they are ironing themselves out. They are figuring it out, and they have more teams right now, as it sits right now, more teams in the playoffs than out or than the SEC or the Big 12 or the ACC. They are dominating. Oregon, it was very smart for them to move to the Big Ten. The Ohio State. The Big Ten is figuring it out, man, and they're gonna iron sharpens iron, right? Well, in this case, they're going to iron themselves out. They're going to steamroll each other. So Oregon continues to be undefeated. Crazy. Ohio State versus the only other undefeated in the top 10, Indiana, this weekend. And I can honestly say I'm excited about it. Win, lose, or draw, I feel like Indiana is going to be in the playoffs regardless, because Ohio State is ranked so high. And even if they lose and it's a bad loss or a good loss or a fucking win, I think that they are going to be still in it, which is crazy and bodes. It's just amazing to think about, because nobody thought about Indiana in the beginning of the year, the new coach, everything like that. Like, maybe they're going to make a little bit of a splash, but I did not have them on my bingo card in the top 10. Not at all. Now, they are officially, they have been doing their thing. We're also celebrating the Colorado Buffs, baby. Yeah, we all know on this show that I'm Big Dion, a.k.a. Coach Prime, fan. I believe that he did not get a fair shake this year. Everybody was hating in the beginning of the year when the Nebraska lost. Yes, it was a bad loss, but everybody was hating when they were 1-2 or 1-1 and blah blah blah. So everybody was going crazy. Well, now that BYU has lost, they are no longer undefeated. Colorado has a clear path to win out and win the Big 12. And I am here for it. You would think I'm a Colorado Buff fan. I am not. I am a Coach Prime fan. I am a fan of I'm a fan of Shador. I'm a fan of Travis Hunter, possible Heisman winner, and I'm a fan of Horn, the other speedy fucking receiver on the other side. Just listen, man, what he has done for Colorado and turned everything around. You got to celebrate it, baby. You got to celebrate it. Listen, you got to celebrate it, man. And if you don't, you're just a hater. Peggy, the lady that they keep bringing up, she turned 90 or 80 or something, and they sang happy birthday in the stands for her. She was brought to the press conference. And Coach Prime also said He ain't going nowhere. He's happy where he's at. So please stop the rumors that he's coming to save the Cowboys. Can't nobody save the Cowboys but Jerry Jones. So he thinks. So just I'm super excited and I'm celebrating the Colorado season. It ain't over yet. They gotta win out, and it's a tricky game coming up next. I believe they gotta play Kansas, and that's, Kansas ain't no slouch. They're not trying to go away. So they did lose to Kansas State, and everybody, like I said, everybody was gloom and doom, but they have figured it out and they are figuring it out, and they have a possibility to win the Big 12. BYU. I'm not going to kick you while you're down. I'm not going to, we're not going to get crazy. All I'm going to say is that game, Kansas State, I don't know how they didn't go out through the entire season looking better than what they were. Maybe injuries. I haven't really been paying attention to them. God's honest truth, I haven't been paying attention to them. But BYU just did not look ready at this point. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But yeah, so I'm hoping that BYU figures it out and still gets in the playoffs. But it looks like they're not gonna make it because of some fact that they were already in the top. They were in the top 10 and losing to a non-top 10. I think Kansas State is. I don't even know if Kansas State is ranked. So it's not looking good for BYU. I feel a big slide for them and a big boost for the Colorado Buffs. And hopefully we get to see them a little bit longer without the tortillas on the field, baby. All right, so Georgia beats Tennessee, and all is right with the SEC. So we think. I still see Tennessee making the playoffs. I don't see them getting knocked out. Georgia's good, man. They've only lost to Alabama and oh my goodness, and they had an upset. I forget who the upset was. Ole Miss, excuse me. So listen, at the end of the day, the Georgia, my feelings aside about Kirby Smart and the way he coaches, is a good coach team and is a good team. Carson Beck we're going to celebrate Georgia winning even without Carson Beck's help. We're going to celebrate that because, Jesus, he has just been on a roll of terrible play. I mean, I have never seen someone's draft stock drop like this. It has just been absolutely crazy to watch him just throw pick after pick and look super mediocre. But what I will say about Carson is that, listen, you're still on one of the best teams in the nation. You can figure this out and fix it. He looks more like a project player than an actual first round star right now, which is crazy to say because he was beginning of the season supposed to be that guy. But listen, I still see Alabama and SEC is going to figure itself out. They're all beating each other. So eventually it's going to be down to the records and who wins the SEC championship and stuff like that. But Tennessee's still good. They beat Alabama. Losing to Georgia was tough, but it's not the end of the world for them. I still see Tennessee, Georgia, and maybe Alabama getting into the playoff. I don't know about, obviously, the Ole Misses and everything like that. But listen, at the end of the day, what can you do but play your schedule and play the best you can, right? Let's also celebrate, speaking of schedule, let's celebrate Oregon. Oregon is still undefeated. I know I said that earlier, but I don't think y'all grasp it. In a season where there have been upsets after upsets, and they are facing, I'm talking real caliber teams here. We're not talking like Army and Navy. They're facing Big Ten, monsters, Ohio State. It was a very close, good game with Wisconsin, which is crazy to say, but they traveled to Wisconsin. Wisconsin gave them their best fight. And listen, they ended up winning. So that's all that matters, right? You know what I mean? But in a year of upsets, because the pressure of winning out and only winning for that season, not any losses, with losses not meaning as much anymore. it speaks really great to see a team of their caliber continue to win and dominate in the NCAA. I do think, though, I don't know. I think they're going to figure it out. I think, if the college football ranks were smart, they'd look at what Wisconsin was doing with them and Ohio State was doing with them and figure out a way to stop them. But right now, coaching Dillon Gabriel, the oldest quarterback of all time in college football history, they're figuring it out. And I'm happy for the Ducks. I hope they keep coming out with these great ass outfits and jerseys and shoes. I'm rocking with them. I'm gonna buy a couple because they match with Green Bay anyway. So, Speaking of, it's time for the NFL. And we got to celebrate a lot in the NFL. We got to celebrate the Eagles and their continued, reluctantly though, and their continued win streak. Saquon Barkley was probably the best. It was the best free agent signing in the NFL this season, period, point blank. And yes, I know I said that about Xavier McKinney, but I can change my mind. Read the sign. But I think also that their offensive line has, with losing a Hall of Famer like Kelsey to retiring and things like that, they somehow stayed just as solid, if not better, which is crazy to say because, like, we were all calling for Sirianni's job, me included. Kellen Moore, I don't believe in him. I didn't believe in him at all. And it looks like they have figured out. Now, granted, they have some great fucking talent, and that's just, listen, Jalen Hurts still looks kind of like a shell of himself, but it looks like him and Kellen are starting to get on the same page, and it looks like they're starting to figure it out. Figuring it out. The Detroit Lions, man, I'm fucking sick to my stomach. They just continue to roll. And if you watched Better Beer, Bet the House segment, you saw that I said that they would cover. And they did not only cover, they fucking annihilated the Jacksonville Jaguars. But, it's the Jaguars. But still, Jesus Christ, man, 52-6. It's just like, it was like a college game. It was varsity versus like JV, not even on the team. Like it was bad. I just know that it's gonna get tougher for a lot of teams. The Lions are just really, really good, man. Speaking of the NFC North, gotta talk about the Packers versus the Bears, baby. Listen, I said it. I played the video. Fuck the Bears. Fuck Chicago. All that shit. I played it because that's how serious this rivalry is. And right now, we're celebrating the Bears still being the little brother. The Bears are officially 0-11 against the Packers. Oh, and they are continuing to just find new ways to lose.
Goodness, the Packers block it, and they're going to win. Green Bay survives.
So in the same fashion that Kansas City won their game and they stay undefeated last week, Packers decided to figure that out this week. Bears, look, man, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, Caleb Williams really outperformed his entire team. It was not on Caleb this time. They were scoring. They were driving. He got them in field goal range. Unfortunately, there's been some talk that there was an illegal push, things like that. But tomatoes. The NFL has not come out and said anything about it. And I didn't really see anything. I didn't really see anything that would that I felt would be a flag. But I'm a homer, if you will, on that game. So yeah, I think that it was again, Packers just keep finding ways to win. They just keep finding ways to figure it out, whether it's special teams, whether it's defense, whether it's takeaways, whether it's these long ass bombs to Christian Watson. Shout out to Christian Watson having a great fucking year. So let's celebrate that. I'm so excited for him after all the fucking injuries, all the craziness. He has just been going on and on. I remember hearing people talk about trading him away, talking about how he is injury prone and a bust and all this shit. Man, I'm so fucking happy for him. This is more of a hater celebration, but this is a celebration regardless. The Chiefs finally lose. Oh, finally. The Chiefs finally lose. They lose to the Buffalo Bills, who are 5-1 in season against them, or 4-1 in season against them. They are Josh Allen, man. If he's not in your MVP talks, you don't know what the MVP looks like, because that man single-handedly put it on his shoulders. Yes, he did throw an interception, but he looked better than Pat, and they figured it out. The score was 30-21 or something like that. They just figured it out, and it started to click. Amari Cooper starting to look good in that offense, and they just starting to figure it out, pulling it together, stringing up wins. I like it. I think that the Chiefs will obviously rebound from this. They've got a lot of good football left. They still have one of the greatest quarterbacks in our time on their team, and yeah, you just can't count them out now. Listen, I do think that the MVP race got a little bit tighter because we all had Lamar in there, but Lamar did not look good against the Steelers, and I don't know what's going on. The Steelers just have his number, and it's crazy because they're in the division together, AFC North division together, and this is actually the first AFC North divisional game for the Steelers, which is crazy. What the fuck, NFL schedule? Stop letting AI do that shit. Do your fucking job. But yeah, so it was crazy. I don't know what it is about the Steelers and Ravens, but that rivalry, Lamar just does never, ever look good against them. Listen, I mean, hopefully he figures out, because he's got another chance later on in the season. He's got another chance because they have, like I said, this is their first AFC North divisional game for the Steelers. So hopefully they figure it out. I don't know. I don't know. I just, it was a lot of craziness going on, but it was like Derrick Henry fumbled. Lamar threw a pass that was an interception that was in the receiver's hands. Like, it was crazy. It was a great defensive fight. Steelers, Ravens fucking kind of defensive game. It was ugly, and they won without scoring a fucking touchdown. Just goes to show, like, yeah. And let's celebrate the Broncos. Bo fucking Nix. Listen, Bo Nix is actually winning or putting himself as a front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yes, I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but again, read the sign. I can change. My opinions can change, but they are still right. That dude is single-handedly changed him and Sean Payton have started to figure it out. They put together a game and just beat the brakes off of Atlanta. Obviously coming to Denver is obviously hard. It's a Mile High Stadium. Everybody knows that. But still, like, nobody expected them to be over 500. And, they're fighting for second. Actually, they're in third, but they're still fighting for second in the AFC West, which, again, nobody knew what to expect with them. Excuse me. Whew. Man, that's Lakewood. We got to talk about this this burping. I haven't burped this much in a while. All right, so I know, like I said, Jaden Daniels is still looking good, but he is slowly but surely ticking himself back. Bo Nix is starting to tick himself up. He actually looks better than the Caleb Williams, Drake May is actually looking all right too. But listen, I'm just saying, man, that Bo Nix is putting together a year to make an argument that he could be the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And you got to respect it. Got to respect it. Let's celebrate the end of an era. Daniel Jones, you're here, sir. Daniel Jones is being benched for Mr. Tommy Cutlets, a.k.a. DeVito. Most likely not ever to come back in a New York Giants uniform. It's kind of crazy because this is an end time that a lot of people were calling for, but when they signed him over, and put that money towards him instead of Saquon, I think they realized the error of their ways and they're trying to fix it. They're going to fix it, and they're going to draft, probably a Cam Ward or probably a Shador or somebody like that, because the simple fact is that it's just not. It's it's a wrap, man. Or they might go for Ewers. I don't know, but it's a wrap for Daniel Jones. I hope he gets another chance somewhere else. It's just been absolute brutal beating for him. I mean, listen, Sam Darnold has shown that you go into that Midwest here and that NFC North, or hell, AFC North, the Cleveland Browns are looking for somebody to replace Deshaun Watson. So, I mean, I'm just saying it is looking like it'll be him gone very, very soon. Now the question is raised to, will that regime be gone? Will Dayball and Joe Schoen or Skane or whatever his name is, will all of them be gone as well? Because they're the idiots that made these decisions to put Daniel Jones in the position he was in to look as shitty as he has looked. Yeah, so we'll see. Also, the end of an era in New York. The New York Jets. I won't say an era. The end of an experiment. Celebrate that. Here. Celebrate that. As a Packers fan, it hurt to see Aaron Rodgers leave and go to the Jets. A lot like Brett Favre did. Thought he was going to be great over there, like Brett Favre was. Let's just be honest, Brett Favre looked good over there in Minnesota. But he has not. He has gotten everyone fired but his offensive coordinator, a.k.a. Drinking Buddy, or Asawala, Taken Buddy. He got his best friend receivers over there. He got Robert Saleh fired. Say what you want. Now the general manager has been fired. And Woody, the owner of the Jets, has come out and said, yeah, I'm good. This experiment is over. Rodgers will not be asked to be back. He leaked that out. He hasn't come out publicly and said it, but we all know he knows how New York media runs. And if you don't think he put that out there, you might be drunk. But listen, to the end of an era, to the end of an experiment in New York football is all in Buffalo's hands. Cheers to that. It's a celebration, bitches. Man, I can't lie to you. I really am happy to see it just completely be a humbling experience for him, for Aaron, because as you know, at the end of his era, at the end of his time in Green Bay, he was such a fucking dickhead, and he tried so hard. It looked like he tried so hard to get LaFleur out of there and just did what he wanted and fuck what LaFleur was calling. And it showed when Love came in and started doing the offense the way it was. We got to the playoffs with all pretty much rookies as far as wide receivers, something that he did not want to try to do. And listen, I don't know. Like I said, it is the time, and this sport will fucking humble the best. So he was humbled. And speaking of being humbled, the Niners. The Niners continue to puzzle us all and be a question mark. Deebo Samuels has almost all but disappeared. Brock Purdy has tried his hardest to put this team on his shoulders, with no help. Obviously, the injury to the a.k.a. Diva wide receiver, I just listen. The Niners are going to be okay. I don't think that this is going to be a long-term thing, but this year is a humbling experience. They just lost recently to the Seahawks, who they dominated on a Thursday night. Seahawks got their lick back in San Francisco. So listen, it looks like it's a I thought it was a Madden curse and things like that. Really, it just looks like a humbling thing for them. That quest for 6 is going to be a long quest. So, and then they still have the contract to talk about with Purdy, because I'm sure Purdy's going to get his money. So let's just be honest, you know. I don't know. They have been shaky. They have been shaky, and I feel like the Packers. They're actually on the road this weekend, which I will be there. I'm going to the game. I'm going to Lambeau. So shout out to all of the shout out to all the Packers fans. I will be doing another part of the series of Tailgate Tales. I will be doing that in Lambeau with my people, with my Packers fans. Hopefully it's not too cold, but hopefully it's cold enough. We'll say that. I do want some cold weather. I want some cold weather. It's been like 70 degrees, 60s down here in Dallas, and I don't know. I'm really looking forward to a little bit of cold weather so I can freeze up and then come back down and thaw out, because it's hotter than hell in Dallas. Yes, I know I have a jacket on, but I mean, listen, I'm trying to prepare myself for the cold weather. Anyway, off that rant. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the Niners have some tough sledding to go through. They're going to have to go to Lambeau and play that game while trying to lick their wounds of not being in the lead for the NFC West. They're still in the hunt, and they are but again, they just have not looked great. Hopefully they don't figure it out against my Packers. That's all I'm saying. Although the fall from greatness has been funny to watch and a humbling experience for the great Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, I don't really want to kick anyone while they continue to fall. The humbling of this fall has been terrible to watch. They have not won a home game or scored more than one touchdown in their entire, since dating back to like the end of last season. It is bad, man. It is bad. But I mean, this fall from grace is none other than Jerry's and Mike McCarthy's and Dax and everyone there in that whole organization. It is theirs to claim, and the blame should be sent to them. I mean, it is just, they do not look good. Mike McCarthy's play calling has been absolutely atrocious. They were in the game with the Texans, and I took the Cowboys. They looked good in the first 1.5 quarters, and then it just all of a sudden we just decided it was a fluke. Everyone's going crazy about this play where they took the points off the board. If you were the coach, you probably would have done the same, because you want to score touchdowns and not field goals. But then you did a fourth down like play instead of taking the points with a shorter field. After that, you decided, oh well, we'll go for it on fourth down instead. And the play call was just atrocious. I don't understand why you have Cooper Rush dropping back almost 40 times in a game. It doesn't make sense. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And for those of you who don't know why I keep referencing a fall, it's because part of the stadium fell before the game. And if that wasn't a sign, the Houston Texans did what they do on their social media account. They took the metal piece thing and kind of graphically designed an L that fell in the stadium. So listen, Houston is taking their claim while the Cowboys figure out, and the Texans are claiming that they are the best team in Texas, and they are showing it so far. So listen, celebration to Houston surpassing Dallas. Hopefully they can make a run in the playoffs and say we've done more than you in the last decade, Dallas. So tough to say, but yeah, I said I didn't want to talk bad about them or kick a man while he was down and stuff like that. But let's go ahead. But what we can talk about, let's talk about these Chargers, bro. First off, they are sneaky fucking good. And everything I said about Justin Herbert was absolutely true because he is over motherfucking rated. But Harbaugh has figured out a way to make him a game manager and put it on the defense. The defense has shown up and become one of the best defenses, lowest scoring allowed defenses in the league. Huh? And it is amazing to see players like J.K. Dobbins, aka comeback player of the year, the Justin Herbert, like they are figuring it out. They lost players, which everybody thought they were going to be bad because they lost players, but that defense has always been sound. They just needed a good coach and coordinators to get up in there and figure it out. And who's got it better than them? Nobody. I'm just saying, bro. The Chargers have figured out ways to continue to win. They almost fucking blew it, but the comeback player of the year, Mr. Dobbins, he said, no, not so fast. Not so fast.
The fullback in front of J.K. Dobbins. Runs left. Dobbins takes off. Dobbins inside the 10. Dobbins to the end zone. In for the touchdown. And the Chargers take the lead.
Listen, this game got way closer than it needed to be. The Chargers had this game pretty much on lock. It was like a complete blowout. And Joe Burrow did what Joe Burrow does, versus everybody, and just completely showed up. Joe Burrow should actually Joe Burrow should be in the conversation as far as MVP. It just sucks. His team is having a bad year. His defense. He's a lot like Cam Ward in this situation. His defense is putting him in bad positions in spite of how great he's playing. He is winning games in spite of his defense. His defense is terrible. This game, though, they stopped the Chargers from scoring for a while because it was like 26 or 21 to like 7 for a long time, and then came back, tied it up, and then they let J.K. Dobbins do it J.K. Dobbins did. And listen, I'm happy for J.K. I'm happy for the Chargers looking better. They're the better, they look better than the Rams right now, which so tired of hearing about how genius Sean McVay is and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, listen, Harbaugh's a good coach. You got to give credit. Every team he's gone to, he has made better, and he continues to do it. So, but yeah, so now it's time for the beer goggles of the week. We're done celebrating, kind of. So BYU not only took an L, their mascot took one too. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, why he didn't use a trampoline, something. You heard that shit, though. That shit was loud as hell. Thank God the mascot head didn't fucking come off because that shit was crazy. I don't, I don't know. This has to be the most embarrassing but silent doink I think I've ever heard, and kind of shows you why the Ravens lost this game.
39% on his completion rate. 2nd and 10. Jackson didn't see anything he liked downfield. Keeps it alive. Jackson out of the pocket. Step up and throw, and it bounces off the receiver. Flowers.
I mean, this man couldn't have gotten any more open than what he was. This man couldn't have, there was no legitimate danger where he was at. Like, it literally hit him in the numbers and bounced off. Like, Lamar saved, like, he was running like crazy to say. Oh my God. I don't know. Cowboys, listen, like I said, I don't like kicking people while they down, but this lineman had to be fucking drunk. He had to come out of halftime and just be drunk.
2nd and 6. Rush. Ball knocked out of his hand and ends up in the arms of Guyton. He gets it knocked out by Petrie, and the return for the touchdown by Derek Barnett.
Why didn't he just fall on the ball? No, he wanted to tuck it and run like he was a fucking running back. Yeah, you fucking drunk. And last but not least, for the beer goggles of the week, whose idea was this?
Think he'll drop a football? I bet.
For those of you that don't really know what was going on in that clip, let me explain. Because, excuse me, it was by far the just wildest thing I think I've seen in a while. There was a helicopter flying into a high school game, and they instead of doing a coin toss like normal football games, they dropped the football and let the two captains go at it to try to get the ball. What are we in, the fucking gladiator era? Like, low-key kind of genius, but low-key kind of dangerous as fuck. What happens if the helicopter fucks up? Or what happens if something, what happens if one of your team captains get hurt trying to go for the ball? The game ain't even started yet. Y'all fighting for the... Just dumb. I don't know why they thought that was a great idea. I don't know what the fuck. Anyways... Now it's time for the 6-pack of the week. Yes, drums. You like my drums? No? Well. First up, South Carolina with the walk-off touchdown. Oh, shit, where'd it go? There it is. South Carolina, walk-off touchdown.
Has made some big plays downfield. Got a small defender on him. Shovel pass, Sanders. Rocket Sanders dances to the 5. And he punishes his way into the end zone. South Carolina back in front. The building is literally shaking.
Yeah, it was literally shaking. Like, it was a pitch. He went through them like pinballs. Boom, 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 boom. Craziness. Then, top 5 catch of the year.
Free play, you can hear the sideline saying, go, go, go. They snap it. Pullen's in the neutral zone, so why not? And if you're going to give anybody a chance in this game, it should be Cam.
Bro, that was nasty. My man contorted his body and caught the touchdown pass, and got to be very George Pickens, Pickens, whatever. Steelers, you know what I'm talking about. Catch, but with one hand. He one-upped him. All right. Speaking of Steelers, the Steelers, Wilson, man, this was...
He got the arm in there and then kept ripping at it.
And he was working it free as they were going down. That's the thing people have to keep in mind. is the ball already starting to move before you go down? Watch him here as he's working it. And so he's working the ball before they hit the ground and takes it from him.
First down, Pittsburgh.
And remember, Peyton Wilson comes on the field to match Justice Hill in the passing game. And it looked like they got to play against Wilson, but he never gives up on it.
That was insane. But that was basically the mark of the whole game for Lamar, man. Like, it was just, he couldn't catch a fucking break. So, yeah. Next up is a interception and a lateral.
It's nowhere close to being in bounds, but give him credit. There's an interception, and this could be a pick six going the other way. Oh goodness.
No.
He looked like he pulled a hamstring, but instead it's a lateral. It's a lateral to Kemper, and there goes Kemper. Interception, pulled hamstring, pick six, all in one play. How do you like that?
Oh, my God. Fordham, that should go down as one of their greatest plays in their history, because I've never seen nothing like that. My man looked like he literally pulled the hamstring mid-run after picking it off. I mean, you could just tell. Like, he just, it pulled up his leg. You could feel it. Oh, my goodness. All right. And normally I don't do this, but this six-pack of the week was an absolute ace. And the story behind it is fire. So,
how about this for some respect on match point? Christy Gray's putting Sienna DeCamber back in to serve. It's basically all she can do. That whole leg is just immobilized.
And she'll just kind of stay deep on the sideline.
And she's got an ace. And she got an ace serve on match point.
Oh, my gosh.
What a moment for Sienna DeCamber. Her last point as a collegiate athlete. And she gets an ace.
Listen, it was amazing to see. And yeah, man, listen. But man, it was nice to see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? She had a senior last game, torn ACL. All she could do was serve. This next play, like I said, man, like I told y'all, the Chiefs lost. Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen put the team on his back.
Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it, he got it! And there he goes! Inside the 10, the 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL!
I mean, he said it. I mean, it is the play of the year. That shit was greatness. And that is the play that they won the game on. Man, I just honestly feel like the Josh Allen MVP, man. I don't really see anybody, like, as long as he doesn't have a shit to bed kind of game or gets injured or anything like that, God forbid, then he is the MVP. So, but that changes every week. We'll see. And that was the sixth pack of the week. So I'm going to do a quick, short little conversation at the keg, because I really feel like this doesn't need to be talked about as much. This is kind of common sense, but apparently common sense ain't that fucking common. So we're gonna do a quick conversation at the keg, and I'm gonna make it very, very, very simple, very, very, very quick. Can we stop throwing shit on the fucking field? Like, has that become the new norm, and is that the new precedence to get shit that you want? You don't like a call, you and your student section start throwing bottles at players or tortillas or whatever. Can we stop doing shit like that? Like, tortillas, I guess, it couldn't hurt anybody per se, but like bottles, drinks, cups, things like that. Like, I mean, enough is enough. It was bad enough that on national TV, you guys on the primetime game showed your ass in fucking Texas and made them change the play or play the call, the flag, picked up the flag on it. Like, it's a very, very, very scary time as far as like this is only in college. Only in college football do you have this type of shit going on, and it really needs to stop. And I'm really trying to figure out where this became the norm, or why this is the norm, and how entitled of fandoms have fanatics have we become These are fucking people. You're going to injure somebody or hurt somebody because you're angry about a play or a call that didn't go your way. Come on, man. This is a fucking game, bro. Like, I get it. Some of y'all, me included, some of us put money on other people on the fucking parlays and things like that. I get it. 1,000% understand. But come the fuck on. This is just common sense, common decency. How do we not have this right now as a fan base? And I'm talking to all college football because this is going on all over the place. Texas Tech, fucking Stanford. I mean, it's just going on all over the place. And forget the storm in the field stuff. Listen, I get it. You're excited, but to throw objects on the field that could literally harm someone. You throw a bottle and it hits him over the head. That could be a concussion. That's an assault, fam. And it could be almost attempted murder. What is it really worth it? I don't know. Me personally, I've been mad. I've been plenty mad. Y'all have seen it on this fucking show. I've been plenty fucking mad. And y'all don't even get to see all of the madness when I'm at the crib fucking watching games and drinking and having a good time. Well, a bad time. And I would never, ever fathom throwing a fucking beer or a drink of any sort. First off, how rich do you got to be to throw a fucking bottle or beer? Are you fucking crazy? Them things cost a whole shit ton of money. What is wrong with you people? But yeah, that's trying to throw a little humor in there. But come on, man. This is like I said, conversation. This is going to be a short one because it doesn't make sense. What sense does it make to hurt somebody because of a bad play call? If you want to throw something throw it at one of the fucking refs when they walk by. That makes more sense to me. It's stupid too, but I'm saying that makes more sense. To me, I'm not saying do anything violent to the refs, of course not, but I'm saying like that would make more sense. You're throwing bottles and stuff at players. Like, the players are playing the game. If you injure one of them because of that, the game is over. They're not going to play, and the NCAA is probably not going to make them play. And you just ruined it for your school. And eventually, what's going to happen is NCAA is going to start coming down with penalties for the schools. They're already penalizing y'all for storming the field. Now they're going to take away the option to get fucking alcohol on the premises at any and every single game. It's coming. Y'all keep fucking up, and you're going to have to end up being fucking drunk off of the premise and then coming on to. And then it's up to the security's discretion to let you in if you're drunk or whatever the case may be. But they're going to stop letting y'all fucking get, like, bottles and cans and things like that. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Just the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. I'm off of the podium. I'm out. I don't understand it. It's some of the stupidest shit I've ever seen. But that's my time. This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. We got a lot to celebrate, baby.